high pressure. In his own words, he doesn't win tournaments very often, always gets knocked out in the first round. Watch what happens in this game. Jynxzi gets himself a bad position, because the Caro-Kann can be tricky if you don't know all of the secrets. He loses his knight. Stake doesn't take it, and black is totally losing from the opening, but Jynxzi claws back, gives a check. And then here he needed to follow it up. He needed to throw in another haymaker, try to get his queen in with the trade, but he backed up. And then here he's completely lost. I mean, his knight is trapped. He only has one legal move. He finds it, and then he consolidates really nicely here, like brings all his pieces together, trades the pawn, bishop here, trades the rook. And now Jynxzi finds, and I do mean this when I say, this is maybe the greatest and luckiest move a beginner chess player has ever made, given the circumstances. Jynxzi played pawn to f5. The computer thinks that this is the best move. But this is the luckiest, most genius move ever played by somebody at this level. When the move pawn to f5 happens, the first thing is the pawn is attacking the queen. Normally you discard a move like this because you can just take en passant. The passant. They both don't know about passant. They forget about passant. But the other thing is, when you play this move, your queen is hanging. But white can't take your queen. Because if they take your queen, you take with check. You take the rook first, and then and only then do you take the queen. And if the queen tries to save itself, you take it, and then you take the rook. f5 hangs the queen, but it's untouchable because of this. And the queen attacks the rook. So the only move here is pawn takes f6, rook h7, rook h7, queen h7, queen g6, or queen e6, queen e6. But here is how the game concludes. Queen e2, rook takes rook is free. Jynxzi and Stake don't see that. Instead, Jynxzi plays queen takes d4, and then in this position, instead of completely just going forward and taking the bishop, he's like, wait a minute, let me solve this first. Boom, boom, and then he forks the queen and the bishop, and then he takes the bishop. And white misses that the bishop is attacking the queen. Jynxzi goes here, and if that wasn't impressive enough, this man spots that the queen is defended by the knight. Queen b2 mate. Queen b2 mate played by my former 120 rated prodigy.